Hero X, the most mysterious hero in the entire series. We barely know anything about him, no tragic backstory revealed, no clear origin, and yet, somehow, almost all of us like him. We trust him, maybe even more than the characters inside the show do. But here's the strange part. He's the #1 hero in terms of trust value, while also being someone almost nobody in universe even recognizes. How? How can someone be so unknown yet so unbeatable? Well, today we're diving deep. I've got 6 of the best fan theories about Hero X's powers and backstory, and honestly, every single one of them is surprisingly logical and could fit perfectly into the series. So, let's begin. Theory 1, the audience belief theory. This first theory, if it's correct, Hero X might be the most meta character in anime history. It claims that his trust value doesn't actually come from the people inside his world at all. It comes directly from us, the real-life audience watching the show. Here's how it would work. In-universe characters have to earn trust value by saving people, building reputations, and making the public believe in them. But Hero X's public isn't the citizens in his city. It's us. Our belief becomes his power. This explains why his most famous flex isn't defeating a villain, but snapping his fingers and changing the animation style from 2D to 3D. That's not just a special effect, it's him manipulating our screen, literally bending the medium we're watching him through. It's proof that his abilities operate on a level above the rules of his own fictional world. And it solves the biggest paradox: how a seemingly unknown man could start the series already ranked #1. Because before the first episode even aired, the trailers and promo art were drilling into our heads. This guy is unbeatable. That pre-release hype seeded our collective trust in him. So under this theory, Hero X's powers are essentially a loop. Our belief fuels him, and his victories reinforce our belief. As long as we keep trusting him to win, he will win, no matter what the in-universe odds say. Theory 2, the self-trust theory. Now maybe his power doesn't come from us, maybe it doesn't come from anyone at all. This theory says Hero X completely bypassed the trust value system. He doesn't need anyone to believe in him because he believes in himself. Here's how it would work. In the trust value system, power is usually a reflection of how much faith other people put in you. But Hero X may have found a loophole. Instead of relying on external trust, his body and soul generate a closed loop of energy fueled entirely by his own self-confidence. His trust meter doesn't need outside input because he's turned it inward. That would explain his calm, confident, almost smug composure. He doesn't flinch under pressure because he knows his strength is absolute as long as he says it is. No cheers, no applause, no public support needed. But of course, there's a catch. If Hero X ever experienced real self-doubt, even for a single moment, his power could collapse instantly. Unlike other heroes who can still draw from the trust of the crowd, X has no backup system. His biggest enemy isn't a villain. It isn't fear, it isn't even death. It's his own uncertainty. So under this theory, every battle is less about beating the opponent in front of him, and more about protecting his own unshakable belief in himself. Theory 3, the future survivor theory. This one goes full sci-fi. According to this theory, Hero X isn't really from the present timeline at all. Instead, he comes from a future where the villains actually won. In that world, heroes were too weak, or maybe the trust value system itself was destroyed. Humanity lost hope, and society fell apart. And before everything collapsed, the last remaining people in that future put all of their belief, all of their trust, into Hero X. And he carried the belief and trust of everyone who fell. That massive amount of trust gave him the strength to break through time itself and travel backward into the past, to our present. That's why, right from the very first episode, X already has the highest trust value. He didn't build it up here, he carried it back with him from the future. So, under this theory, Hero X isn't just fighting villains to protect the present. He's also making sure the dark timeline he came from never happens again. His overwhelming power isn't random. It's literally the combined trust of an entire world that already collapsed once. Every win he has now is basically fighting for 2 timelines, ours and the broken one he escaped from. Theory 4, the high-quality trust theory. This one digs deep into the trust value rules themselves. We've seen in the show that the trust of one person can give a hero a huge power boost. So what if the quality of trust matters more than the quantity? In other words, if a top hero trusts you, their trust is worth 100 ordinary people's trust combined. Now here's the genius part. According to this theory, Hero X has quietly helped many of the top heroes in their own backstories. Gave Lucky Cyan her first coin. Gave Ahu his signature hat. Little moments that shaped their journeys. But then, he uses time and memory manipulation to erase himself from their memories. leaving them with the trust boost, but without any recollection of him. The result? He's the most powerful hero in the world, while still being a total mystery. Theory 5. The Alien Origin Theory. Okay, now we're going cosmic. This theory suggests that Hero X isn't human at all. He's actually an alien who came to Earth from another planet. And here's the wild twist. In his original world, Big Johnny wasn't his rival or equal. He was actually Hero X's pet. Think Superman and Krypto, but flip. Instead of a superpowered human with a loyal dog, it's a superpowered being with a loyal companion who, on Earth, now appears as a hero in his own right. So, how would his powers work here? Well, under this theory, Hero X's immense strength doesn't come from the trust value system at all. His abilities are natural, part of his alien physiology. Things like bending reality, switching animation styles, or performing feats that seem impossible to humans are just normal expressions of his alien biology. The trust value is just a disguise. If this theory is true, then Hero X's existence would blow the story wide open. It would mean there are other planets, other species, and maybe even other trust-like systems across the universe. It would turn the show from a battle between heroes and villains into something much bigger, a story about interplanetary politics, alien civilizations, and a cosmic scale we haven't even touched yet. Theory 6. The Ordinary Kindness Theory. And finally, the simplest but maybe the most heartwarming theory. Hero X is just a random guy, but a really good guy. No alien powers, no time travel, no secret hacks. He just lives his life helping people, co-workers, strangers, even helping old folks cross the street. Because he's not flashy about it, no one talks about him. But every single person he helps remembers him and genuinely trusts him. Over years, that everyday kindness has snowballed into the #1 trust value in the world. If this is true, Hero X might be the most realistic hero of them all. So there you have it. 6 fan theories that could explain the mystery of Hero X. Is he powered by our belief? Is it all self-confidence? Is he from a lost future? Secretly a memory-erasing benefactor? An alien from another world? Or just a genuinely good human being? Which theory do you believe is the closest to the truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And who knows, maybe Hero X himself is watching too.